Well, it's an obscene gesture, and most everyone knows what it means. But what an area man did not know is that he would get arrested after giving it to a police officer. Now, this happened 6 years ago in Montgomery County and led to a back-and-forth battle in the courts. As Jerry Gretzinger reports tonight, though, this latest move came this week in the Court of Appeals.
The ruling was a total victory for the plaintiff.
Elmer Keach represents John Swartz, the St. Johnsville man who 6 years ago got upset while passing a speed trap in his hometown. As he passed the police car, he expressed his displeasure with his middle finger. The officer called for backup, and moments later, Swartz was under arrest.
So you got 4 cop cars sitting there because someone gave you the finger, and then the guy goes to apologize to you, says to his wife, "I feel like an idiot," and then you arrest him and have him prosecuted. It's pretty pathetic conduct.
When this whole thing played out with John Swartz and the police more than 6 years ago, John wasn't even driving the car. John was the passenger. He reached his hand out of the car and stuck up his middle finger. After the whole thing blew up, the police officer said he thought he was receiving a distress signal.
That allegation isn't even credible.
The U.S. Court of Appeals agreed. Most people know what a middle finger means.
No, I don't believe that either.
You would never interpret a middle finger for a distress call?
No. No.
Most people we spoke to today side with Swartz, even if they don't think he used the best judgment.
If the individual had any type of manners, he probably wouldn't have done that in the first place. But, can't really judge people for who they are today.
Still not a reason to pull somebody over?
No, not at all.
Just because you insult a police officer or do something that subjectively upsets them does not give them the right to arrest you and deprive you of your freedom. This is an important victory for everyone's civil rights.
Jerry Gretzinger, CBS 6 News.
Well, John says that he'd never made that gesture toward an officer before that day, and he hasn't done it since. The Court of Appeals decision allows for Swartz's lawsuit against police to move ahead. This brings us to tonight's CBS6Albany.com Talk 1300 web poll, and we wanted to know what you think. Should the man who flipped off police be entitled to money for his arrest? You can vote either yes or no by visiting our website, CBS6Albany.com. We'll have your live results ahead in our 6:30 newscast, and quite the talker of a story.
I guess so. It's good to know now that when Steve does that to us in the Weather Center, it's a distress call.
Oh,
now
Steve,
we know.
Yeah,
I need help.
He needs help all the time.
You know, I like the history of things. I actually looked it up, and the explanation I found for where this all started, the use of the middle finger, was that in medieval times, archers would be captured and their middle finger would be cut off so they couldn't pull back on the bow. And then when the archers who hadn't had their middle fingers cut off would say to the enemy, "Look, I have my middle finger." It was like,
I see, holding it over them.
Right, exactly.
Interesting.
I don't know if it's true, but that's what I read.
A little lore for us.
Yeah.
All right.